exposure. One of the biggest mistakes I made, if not the biggest earlier in my career, was I was not a people person. And I had this little inner city mentality in my mind where if you don't pay me, I ain't going. And so if it was a retirement party for a beloved executive, I didn't go. If it was a golf outing on a Saturday morning that interfered with my basketball league, I didn't go. And what I found out is that I was missing an exposure opportunity. Remember what I said, no one's gonna pull you up the ladder and recommend you or sponsor you unless they know you and know something about you. And too often we don't get exposure. I write in the book when I was at Pitney Bowes, I was going to put a district director in LA, and I wanted that person, if could be, to be Latino for a lot of the right reasons. And I went to a Nashimba event, and I invited all my Latino managers out there to an event. It was a Saturday night, the Brilliante Awards, and they all canceled on me. And I had my admin call, sure. Well, what they didn't know is I was really coming out because I knew I was going to replace the existing person, and this was me really interviewing them. They missed out. Now, one guy did show up, and I said, glad you could make it. I said, what happened? He says, well, I had this hot date, and I said, well, she'll still be hot when you leave out of here. But the fact of the matter is, you need to know who are the leaders, who are the power brokers, and there's something that takes place called succession planning. Do you guys talk openly about succession planning and what that is? Think of it this way: think of the NFL draft, and you put all the names up on the board of all the players in the organization at a certain level, and you determine who's ready to be promoted now, who's ready to be promoted 3 to 6 months from now, 12 months from now, 2 to 3, and oh, by the way, nobody says this, who ain't ever getting promoted. You need somebody in that room who knows you, the value that you bring. You need to be exposed. You need to expose the different functions. If you're in marketing, you need to understand what happens in finance. If you're in finance, you might want to know what happens in sales. And then again, new information. Where do you get your information from? Exposure.